Do you know what the enemy comes to do? To kill, to destroy, and to steal. You may struggle to find a purpose and meaning of your life, but yet your life still holds a great purpose. Now, the most important question is, how can we heal from trauma? Is it even possible? Your mind will be working so hard to send you back to the darkness of your past, because that is all you can think. There are millions of people around the world that have experienced trauma, and also others are continuing to experience trauma. Many people are struggling to find their way forward. Hello, my YouTube family. Today we are diving into a topic that affects so many of us: trauma. We will explore the definition of trauma, the various types of trauma, its causes, and most importantly, how can we heal from trauma and start a brand new chapter in our lives. So in case you're just tuning in, my name is Jennifer K.O., the host of How True is a Truth podcast. Thank you again for joining me today. So stay tuned. Let's dive into today's topic. So let's start. What is trauma? Here is the definition I got for you. Trauma is an emotional response to a distressing or disturbing event that overwhelms individuals' ability to cope. It can manifest in various forms, including physical, spiritual, emotional, mentally, or psychological trauma. Some common types of trauma include childhood trauma, PTSD, in a long form post-traumatic stress disorder, and complex trauma. A quick disclaimer to today's topic: I'm not a psychological doctor. I'm just sharing a general information about trauma, but also from the experience I have as a lived experience of trauma and a conscious living coach. So let's go ahead. What causes trauma? Well, there are so many sources of trauma that can impact our lives. First one being abuse, and this includes emotional abuse, physical abuse, and spiritual abuse as well. Second one is neglect. Third, loss of a loved one. That's really deep. Number 4 can be natural disasters. And fifth can be any form of violence. For example, domestic violence and any other forms. These events can all leave a deep scars in our hearts and minds. And now those scars are what affects our daily lives, our relationships, how we interact with each other, how we perceive the world, and how we view people surrounding us, our emotions, and also our general well-being. With all that we have seen about what trauma can cause us, now the most important question is, how can we heal from trauma? Is it even possible? The good news is that yes, it is possible. We can heal from trauma. But it's important to know that healing from trauma can be a process that can be highly doubting. However, it can be done. Even though it can feel incredibly doubting, still, it's a very essential step to take towards reclaiming our lives and starting a new one. For those of us who have experienced the trauma, we know how it can affect every aspect of our daily lives, from our relationships to careers, from our value to self-worth, our belief to faith, and even our overall sense of well-being. It can bring a host of emotional and psychological challenges that can make it difficult even to navigate the very simplest task. The emotional toll of trauma can be so overwhelming. If you have experienced this, you probably may understand what I'm speaking about. Your mind will be working so hard to send you back to the darkness of your past, because that is all you can think. And yet, despite of all these challenges, I want you to know that you are not alone. There are millions of people around the world that have experienced trauma, and also others are continuing to experience trauma. Many people are struggling to find their way forward, and which is the most important thing to do. Because yes, even though you are suffering from trauma, you cannot continue to dwell into those memories, into darkness of your past. It is very important that you take a step and choose to move forward. Move past that event that puts you into that condition that makes you cry all night when you go to bed, that makes you don't want to come out to the word, that makes you doubt yourself, who you are, and your abilities that God Himself has entrusted you with. Because one of the most significant challenges of trauma is to affect your sense of identity and self-worth, so that you can start seeing yourself different from whom God has created you to be. Sometimes you feel like part of you has gone forever, and sometimes it is okay. Part of you can be gone. That is one part of transformation. You may struggle to find a purpose and meaning of your life, but yet your life still holds a great purpose. You will feel like you do not have direction, you don't know where you're heading. But that is where I want to remind you, the work of the enemy. Do you know what the enemy comes to do? To kill, to destroy, and to steal. Steal your confidence and your identity. Kill your identity. Kill your purpose. No matter what your situation looks like, whether you're going through divorce, you have been neglected or rejected from your family or loved ones, you have lost your loved ones, financial bankruptcy, or any form of trauma or challenge you might be going through. And you know that there are different methods and strategies that you can take to start healing from that trauma. In this journey of healing from trauma, not everything or not every strategy works for everybody. One may work for you and one may not work for another. So it's important to have that in mind when you're on this journey. So what may help someone that has gone through violence may not work for someone that has lost someone that is going through grief. So that's why not all strategies can help both of these two people. So it depends on the particular cause of trauma. And the second reason, it's usually the nature of the calling placed in your life, or in another way, the purpose of your life. This might be something you have never had before, but it's unfortunately the most leading cause why most of us go through trauma. If you think you want to know about this statement I just made, let me know in the comment section below. Or if you have understanding of what I mean, just let me know in the comment section below. If you feel like you want to know more, let me know in the comment section below. But just to not leave you in the dark, the reason I say that it's because, remember, we all have to be renewed. Our mind has to be renewed. We need to become new through transformation so that we can all sit perfectly on our calling in our lives or purpose. You cannot just grow and just move in a straight line like this and just come and sit to do your purpose and finish. No, the road to your purpose is usually in a zigzag form. So there's growth, there's transformation, there is healing, there is falling, rising, all that. So the journey, the path is never straight. That's why we go through different sorts of challenges. So for some, therapy may be the key to unlocking their healing journey, providing a safe and supportive space to process their emotions. Now, it is really important to understand the nature or type of your trauma before you find a therapist, because you need to find a therapist that might have a clue of where you're coming from. Probably the person that you might be sharing the beliefs, because you might be suffering from one thing and you're going to someone, even though they're therapist, but they completely have no idea of where you're coming from, culturally, traditionally, in belief wise. So it's really important to put all those in mind before you find someone that you can allow yourself to express or offload your emotions to. And on the other hand, prayers might be key for healing that gives you opportunity to meditate on the Word of God, forgiving and letting go of the past and the people that you might be holding in your heart. But also, community and family support can be very powerful in the healing process journey. This will provide a sense of connection and belonging that can be really hard to find elsewhere. Whether it's through a support group, family group, or online group, depending on what may suit you, the aim is to have people around you that may understand where you're coming from, may listen to you, may offer that support with a genuine love without judging you. So even as we are watching this one now, just in case there are people that you are seeing in your life around you and they are acting in a way you think is weird, instead of you calling them names, they act crazy. They're usually doubting themselves. They don't do this, they don't do that. How about you think of them from this angle? Are they going through tough time? Are they facing something challenging in their lives? Are they asking for help? I know many of us may have those stories. Others, they have stories of overcoming trauma. Others that still struggling to finding their way forward. Others are still just got into those tragic events. They don't know what to do. They haven't even realized that this is trauma, what they are going through. So do not let your trauma define you. Use that experience, that challenges that you have gone through as an opportunity to learn and grow. Take your time to go through what God has said about that situation that you're going through. Is there any process that He has given? Embark on that. That's where you find your hope and strength to keep going, and courage to keep on your faith. Call upon Him because He's always there to comfort us and restore us whenever we fall down. Before I close this, I would like to share these few scriptures that might be of help to you or on your journey of healing from any challenge or experience that you have faced. The book of Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10, it says, "Fear thou not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." No matter what it feels like, it seems like, you are never alone. Psalms chapter 34 verse 17 to 18. "When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of all their troubles. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." I would like for someone that have seen this working in their life to let us know in the comments, because honestly, I am one of those that I completely confirmed. I experienced it. I saw it. That truly God is very near to the brokenhearted and crushed in spirit. It's in that moment of your grief, that moment of your pain, even anger, call upon Him. Ask Him anything that you want to ask Him, because even if you won't say it, He sees your heart. So say it. He's so close to you more than you can imagine. Again, that is the promise right there. It's not my word. It's the promise that we've been given, that God is so near to the brokenhearted and crushed in spirit. So don't hold yourself back. Come on, stand up, call upon Him. Psalms chapter 34, 17 to 18. Ask Him about it, that this is the promise you've given me. And the last one is the book of Romans chapter 8 verse 28. He says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose." I cannot tell you how much I love this verse, because it's one of the verses that gives me hope in every situation. No matter what happens, I always remember this promise that everything works out good for those that loves Him, because I truly know that I love God. I might not be perfect, but I know that how I desire to serve Him in truth and in spirit. I know how I desire to obey His commands. I might fall short, but I know that truly inside my heart I desire that. So this verse always comes to me. No matter how dark my situation might be, this is a promise I never let go, because I know the word of God is true. Everything He has said is true. He doesn't lie. He doesn't change His mind. So as you continue on your healing journey, I encourage you to not let your past define who you are. Do not let your trauma define who you are, but be empowered by the grace of God to heal, to forgive, and step into a new chapter of your life. Become the child, become the person, the woman, the man that God has called you to be. Now, as I close this, I really want to leave you with this question. What is one thing that you can do today to take a first step towards your healing journey from trauma or any challenge or experience that it has been holding you back? What is that one thing that you can do today? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for joining me on this video today and on this episode. For those that are listening on other podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and all other podcast platforms that you can find How True Is Your Truth podcast. And those that are watching from YouTube, thank you very much for watching. Kindly do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up if you find any value in this video. Do not forget to subscribe. By doing that, you'll be helping me to reach a wider audience. So that's all I have for you today. My name is Jennifer K.O. I'll see you on the next episode. Stay blessed and be a light to one another. Until next time.